that you were a human being when you write. I think yes, same for me. Because as you are little, you didn't know. There are a lot of things you didn't know that you are. And the first you know about art is that you try to say things with words that is over the normal things, that yes, I want a glass of water, or yes, I want something to eat, and you try to say things you think and things you have seen, and try to say things about that you have observed.
And also, I mean, I thought, I mean, right now I was thinking, when you were talking, I was thinking of what we've been we've been doing together, I mean, the three of us, with Saxi and you. And thinking about what you said, I was thinking, when I was a child, you know, discovering the words, and sometimes, I mean, how they can be full or so empty, you know. All of a sudden, you have a glass in your hand, and you're like, you say glass. Sometimes I said glass, and I mean, it was so like empty. I mean, it just didn't have any link with the object, you know. I mean, I thought, I mean, why glass is a glass? I mean, what is the link between the word glass and, I mean, this thing here, and drinking, and I mean, this thing here? And I felt completely at loss with it. Like, I mean, I was, I mean, yes, completely at lost. Lost, yes. I mean, completely, like, table, I mean, is a table, and I mean, why is it a table? I mean, why a glass is not a table? Or and why a man is a man, and why a woman is a woman? And I mean, you know, I mean, all of a sudden, all these kind of things, it's huge. I mean, language, it's huge. And I think, I mean, the three of us together, I mean, like, I mean, for me, I mean, like, talking in a language that I just don't know anything about. Like, I learned a few pronunciation right before. I mean, I'm again in this sort of a limbo, like, I'm pronouncing words, but I don't know, maybe I'm saying glass, and but it's got no link with a glass, because I mean, actually, I don't know that it is a glass. And this feeling, I don't know if I'm being very clear, but I'm thinking at the same time, but I thought that was very interesting, because this was really pleasurable, not something like a loss. I used to think it, to feel it as a loss, like a loss when I was a child, you know, sometimes, I mean, glass, and the link between the word and the object. But speaking Danish, reading Danish, I mean, it was like a whole, and I mean, and reading Danish with you and Saxi beside, it was like talking together, the three of us, with the music, or the sound of the clarinet, and your sounds, and sometimes your sounds were in Danish, sometimes they were in English, and I was musing about the words I was pronouncing, and sometimes all of a sudden you said something which made me go another way, and we come back to what Saxi said a little bit earlier about the bus. I mean, you are in the bus and you've got these people talking, and you're like, I mean, what's this? Philippines? Thailand? Vietnam? I don't know. I mean, it's words, and I mean, that's the sound of a plane, and this is good to have all those sounds around, and those words, and we are here, the three of us together, all of a sudden, and we made a little something like a respiration, like a little put.
I think it was very interesting what you said about you found out that this is a glass, but why isn't it? Why is it this a glass? this, I didn't know the English word, but talk about you in Danish. Du bliver bevidst om, at det her, det er not bevidst. Your brain, I find out that this is okay. It's a glass, but it's something more than a name. It's the object is the glass, and this you found out in your brain. It's from the place where you only use it and know this is glass and this is water and this is table and this is chair, to say, oh, this is a chair, but there can be a lot of different chairs, and there's something that is the same with chairs. And chair in my mouth is, when I write about it, it will be something special.
Yes, exactly.
And the glass is something special. And this is a table, but we have seen a lot of other tables. This is plastic, but sometimes trees. But you know, it's be more. It was a name I used in Danish. Bevidst. It was more in your brain, in your mind, in a more deep way. Not only okay, this is a table we are sitting here, and okay,
deep or large, or yes, there's a notion of space and time. I mean, deeper or larger or higher, or I mean, this is a part. I mean, this word glass. I mean, is a part of your life. I mean,
yes.
This is the way you take the glass. I mean, this is, what is in there. This is what you've been drinking in this glass when you were, younger. It's all those feelings. Cold drinks, hot drinks, milk, whatever. There's all this in this glass, and this table is, this, like rusty, plastic table. This is a table, and this is this table at the same time. And maybe that was what was so complex for me as a child, that it is a table, but that is this table.
Yeah.
This very table, which is nothing alike anything else, which is part of something in my life. This
I agree
here,
very much. I tried to say the same with the chair. This is a special chair, but this is a kind of stuff you're sitting on overall.
Yes.
But the something that is interesting too is that if that didn't wear those glass or something you could put water in, your life would have been so different. Then you must go to the water and put your mouth down, as our foreigners, when 80,000 years ago they went to the water and stuck their mouth in the water as a dog. That is so different if this wasn't here. If we didn't have found out those things, then we were sitting there. That's a funny thing. We didn't think about it in the daily life because it's so natural for us that there are.
Yes, this kind, that's, yes, it's exactly that. Like all of a sudden, it's a wonder. It's just breaking from automatism. Okay, you're drinking a glass, you're sitting on a chair, you're lying on the table,
totally ordinary.
having your arm on the table, and it's all very, natural.